Hi, welcome to Death on the Ohio. My name is Greg. I am the director of the Cincinnati troupe here. I have my voice back, which I'm very thankful for. So I'm glad it has returned. I did find it. So I hate this season, especially when you're going in from winter to spring. I don't know about you, but I have terrible allergies. And so, especially when we go from like 30 degrees to 60 degrees and then back to 30 degrees, it messes me up. I don't know if any of you other people have these problems, especially some of you from California where your weather is pretty much the same. Whatever, it's fine. We live here on the Ohio River and I am not dead. So thank you for your concerns. All right, so a couple of cool information for you guys. We are really excited because the hub is now being more mobile friendly. They have a new mobile compatibility with the hub. So you should be able to get on your phone and look at that hub and scroll with a lot more ease. So we're really excited about that. Another thing that's really exciting is our gas reimbursement is going up. So that is exciting. I know a lot of you have been concerned because of our gas prices have been going up, that the prices for your shows when you're traveling very far distances and you're not getting as much money as you hopefully would. But we are excited to announce that the gas reimbursement is going up. So we're really excited about that. So you guys can do those shows and still be able to get paid because it's a lot of work. I've done a lot of travel shows myself and driving is not cheap. So awesome. So thank you, HQ, for doing that. We're really excited for that. So thank you. I do have some very sad news though. Starting in April, we are officially retiring the Totally 80s show. Totally 80s, Totally Murder. I'm so sorry. It is going goodbye. So we must say goodbye to our dear, loving characters of Poison, Rattenstein, and Johnny Diamond. We will hold them in our hearts forever. So, moment of silence. All right, moment's over. Awesome. We are really excited also because I have two really awesome actors with us today. Our first is someone who has a show count of about 178. She has traveled over 10,000 hours. She has lots of great things. She is basically the mom of murder mystery for Cincinnati, I feel. She has her murder van. If any of you have not gotten a chance to be in the murder van, you are totally missing out. She has everything from, well, we'll just stick to just pretty much everything. Name it, and she's here. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Miss Alison. Hello, Alison.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, hi.
Well, you might want to wait for the applause to die down.
I should have. I'm so sorry. Now, on one end, we have Miss Alison here, who is a veteran actor. We also have someone who just started our season this year, back in September. He is at 18 shows, but he has over 1,000 miles. He has stepped up and even taken on responsibilities as being a lead or host, as well as being a show captain. He is this past year for 2021's Best Actor. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric. Hello, Eric.
Hello, Greg. Thank you for having me. I'm a huge fan of the show. I've seen every episode.
Thank you. Oh, it's so good. It's so exciting to have a fan.
Was this behind me the whole time? That's so embarrassing.
It was. Look at that.
Best Leading Actor of 2021 award. Let me just put that aside. Sorry.
Wow. It was just sitting there. That's fantastic. Well, for good reason. Good reason, sir. You have been such a treat to have on this show. So we're excited to have you. So I'm glad you could join us for this episode.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. Speaking of which, so you are, like I said, a new member here of the show, and can you tell us a little bit about your experience when you started being part of this troupe in September and from now? Like, share how you've experienced.
Absolutely. So it was very drastic. I would say I started in September, and I think I did one show in September, and it might have been towards the end. And I was still feeling it out, and I was really nervous. And then I believe I had a show in October, was my next one, maybe mid, late, and that was with Miss Alison over there. And I was very lucky because both of my first shows, I had one with Megan and then with Alison. So I had some very experienced, very lovely people taking me under their wing. And from there, I then proceeded to have shows with Miss Alison there seemingly every week. And I believe my second show ever was actually Death of a Gangster as the host, Don, or he was the lead, which he's the host. No, he's not. He's the lead. Okay, clearly I know what I'm talking about. Don Dunn, Junior, Senior, and Captain O. While Greg was taking paternity leave. We had so many shows, and they were just like, look, we need a body, will you fill it? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. give me a couple days, I'll go in there. And so I don't know what they were expecting, but I was just coming to do my thing, and Alison took care of all the rest and made me feel so comfortable. And that helps immensely. So that's a word to other new actors, is having people that believe in you first transformed, because I feel completely different than I do when I started. I may be new, but I feel like I'm really a part of all this. I don't feel separated other than in show counts, really, which was kind of invaluable, because that enabled me to have confidence in doing lead and show things. And being a show captain, which I didn't even particularly request, but when I do that, I just look to the people that I've observed a million times. I go, what would Alison do? And then I calm myself and go from there. So yeah, I've done almost like 20 shows at this point. It feels much more comfortable. It's so much fun. All the pressure is off at this point. And I'm just looking forward to getting to know more people, and hopefully maybe giving a little bit back to some of the new people. If I can extend any of what I've been given, then that would be wonderful. And then we were done, and I explained that is not like how all of our shows go. So new people, don't worry.
Yeah.
I've got a request. So I'm going to need you to talk about the Great Butter Incident of, I think it was January 22. I think that's what we're going to call it, is the Great Butter Incident. So if you could go ahead and tell, I mean, this one's uplifting. It's very educational, and I do appreciate that. But
Eric, what are you talking about?
The butter.
Yeah. Was that about me, or maybe it's just about someone else?
Hypothetically, just tell it in case it did happen to you.
Oh, it happened. Oh, you're right. It did happen.
Why don't you pretend it happened to you?
Right. So if this person were me, here's what happened.
Hypothetically.
At a certain Maggiano show with a certain Renee and of some sort of troupe or another, is as you do when you may have 10 to 15 shows under your belt, you still have things that surprise you each show. And you work with an actor for the first time, like Renee, and you get
who is legendary. I mean, you would heard the legends.
Has done like 8,000 shows and is well revered. And so you just want to make a good impression. And you read about your character, and he sings his little stuff, but he's also a petty thief. And so naturally, you don't want to steal from people, because that's a little too method. So instead, you just steal things of little consequence on the tables. So the tables have sugar packets and little butter packets. And so you take them in front of people, you stuff them in your pocket, you do the thing. And then you have an 1.5 hour long show that continues after that. And the science that I've heard is that butter melts when it's just in a warm place, like a pocket, for an 1.5 hours. And when it melts,
does it stay in the packet?
No, because when it melts, it's no longer solid. So something like a packet unravels. And so the packet no longer protects anything. You would think that would be more obvious to someone. But so then you go to check your phone at the end of the night that you silenced as you're cleaning up, and you realize that your pocket is filled to the brim with butter. And it's all over your phone, and the other two actors are getting changed. So
a quick question. Do you then ask your other actors for help at that point?
no, you don't do that. You would never do that. Instead, what you do is, while they're still gone, you've checked the room and you checked that no one saw you, and you walk upstairs to the Maggiano's bathroom and grab some paper towels, maybe some water, and you manageably clean your pocket and your phone the best you can, and you go back downstairs and you tell no one of what happened. Because this is your first impression, and you only get one first impression with an actor like Renee, and so you don't feel like ruining a perfectly good evening by saying that you had a pocket filled with butter because you forgot to empty it an hour and a half prior. So anything can happen, guys, no matter how many things you do.
So moral of the story is don't tell Alison, because then she will bring it up in an interview.
Exactly. I did not go wrong in any of the steps until I decided not to. Until I went wrong when I decided to tell someone.
That's what happened.
It is. That is exactly where you went wrong.
That is the only thing I messed up on.
All right. I need to go get my co-host, so I will be right back.
Wow, I was not told that we were getting a co-host beforehand.
Well, I'm a little concerned because I've heard this is another legendary actor, and she has a habit of stealing all of the attention in a room, and that no matter how great we are, she's going to show us up.
Yeah,
I've worked with her once or twice before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I'm not good with that. Perhaps we should just take over co-hosting ourselves.
Maybe we should. I mean, but she's so likable that I think we just have to roll with it.
Almost worse.
Well, hello. So I want to welcome my co-host here. This is Ivy. Hello, Ivy. Say hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi. Yep. You are. Okay, there we go. It's fine. She's gonna come and go throughout the night. So
Ivy, I was just leaving the fellow co-host of this show in stitches with a regaling story about butter in a pocket. I don't know if you have a similar story. I was fishing Alison for those. You've been there,
She doesn't
right?
have pockets yet. She's both a girl and a baby.
Oh.
She's not at that age to have pockets yet. So
or of that gender to have them consistently. So
gotcha. Okay. Well.
Anyway, thank you, Eric. I appreciate you so much. You have really shown a lot. Like, I know you got that Best Actor award for good reason. And your fellow actors really do recognize it. So you really deserve it. You've been so great and you've stepped up a lot. It's true. He has. And so we thank you. And I'm very glad that you're part of this troupe. So
thank you, guys.
Now, on the other end of it, we have someone who's been here for a long time. She is, I consider, one of our legends, up there with Miss Megan Hubbard and Renee, Maria, Miss Alison. Alison, how long have you been with our troupe?
I think it's been about 6 years now.
And what did you have a similar starting role with Eric as you jumped in to a lead position on your second show?
I think it was my second or my third show. I played Scarlett LaRue. I did not have a costume of my own, and I'm a little busty, so I got to wear the floor-length red sequin number, and it was interesting. But she's just like, "You got this." I'm like, "Well, are you sure?" It's like my second or third show. I don't know. And unlike Eric, I didn't have a lot of acting experience before this. She's like, "Oh, you've got it. I wouldn't cast you if you didn't." So I think that confidence saying, "Yeah, you can do this," and like she didn't miss a beat. She was just so sure I could do it. I'm like, well, if she says so, I mean, she's been right about everything else. So I went into it and it was so much fun. And it was because my director knew I could do it and I rolled with it. We are here to play a giant game of Clue with these people, live action game of Clue, and we're just going to have fun. And I'm just like, okay. And I breathed a sigh of relief and I just went with it.
Yeah. And here you are today. Like
here I am today telling 178 shows later, telling people like Eric, there's nothing you can do that we can't fix unless you outright lie or physically assault someone. I mean, and even if you lie, give me a minute and I'll find a way to fix it. And then I'll yell at you later when no one else is around.
So you've pretty much been through it all. Like you've done like tons of shows everywhere. You've traveled far and wide. You've done almost so many different kind of roles. You've played Southie, Amanda Lay. You've done like Summer McDonald and Bob Wire. So your costuming is phenomenal. So you've done so much on your costuming. You really take it and you just go the extra mile. Like one example I would probably have to say is like the 80s show. Like not only did you dress up like VJ as a video DJ, but then you like had a pass that you made and you like did all this like a fanny pack that you created.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you truly are an MVP, which is why you got the MVP last year, because you're phenomenal. And like I said earlier, you've had it all. You've probably pretty much seen everything besides butter in someone's pocket. That
was something I personally had not had at a show. But yes.
Again, you might.
Seeing new things all the time.
Now, you had something that was kind of cool. Sort of. I don't know in the moment if you thought it was cool, but you actually
I thought it was very cool in the moment.
Yeah, there you go. You actually had police show up to your show.
To the show, yeah.
Now I had police show up to a show of mine, but that was because there was a drunk guest and they had to call the cops because he was being very belligerent. But you had cops show up for a different reason. Can you go into a little bit more about what happened at that particular show?
Well, I think it was the third year we were performing at this private country club once a year at an annual event. It was the 50s show, Dance with Death. So just to preface, there's this app called Nextdoor. And the Nextdoor app is where you find your neighborhood. And different people from your neighborhood get on there and you can post things to buy or sell. You can post neighborhood watch stuff, any concerns, or just getting to know your neighbors. And it's almost like Facebook, but specifically for your specific neighborhood. And so you're going to have your neighbors on there. So this country club is really this small neighborhood country club in Cincinnati. And it's kind of towards the middle to the west side. Anyway, so a lot of people were on the app together. So we're doing the show. And Wayne Maker has just died and we're in investigation time. And it's going pretty well. But there's a knock at the door up front. And it's a smaller country club. And I go to answer it. And it's a police officer. And at first I think, God help me, I think somebody has hired a stripper and that they're arriving in police uniform because I could see these people doing that. He's saying, man, I'm kind of flirting back with him. And he's like, ma'am, I'm here to investigate a possible homicide. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm here for a murder too. And then I look up and there's several fire trucks. I would say probably almost 10 or around 10. There's about a dozen police cars. There's several paramedics and ambulances. And there's all of these workers. There's somebody getting a stretcher out of an ambulance and running up there towards the front door. I'm like, oh, wait, you mean a real what? What are you talking about? And the officer's like, we have had reports of someone finding a body here, that there is a dead body on the premises. I'm like, hold that thought. Let me go get my hostess. So I ran and got her. She came back. the officers are piling in and searching the place because they're not believing that we're having a murder mystery. And then we're putting 2 and 2 together when he says, well, these are the reports that we had. People had read the Nextdoor app where one of our teams was communicating across our crowded room. Instead of just a stupid text, they could have directly texted each other. They were communicating by a post on the Nextdoor app where one of them had posted, hey, I hear that there's a dead body at such and such golf club. And somebody else said, yeah, I'm there now. I totally saw the dead body. So I'm trying to explain to the sergeant at this time, who did not like when I was flirting with him very much. The flirting when I thought he was a stripper wasn't super well received. And now I know why. But I'm trying to let him know that it's just my actor. And he's like, well, I'm going to need to see this actor. And I'm like, well, okay, well, it's not time for his big reveal yet, but Detective Peter Ness, could you come on out? So I had to introduce him. And I was like, well, this is the guy that was dead 10 minutes ago. As you can see, he's alive and has a pulse. And they had us back again next year.
That's hilarious.
But at the end, I mean, it was the show everyone kept talking about. I mean, they usually kept talking about our shows. Everyone had a great time. It was wonderful. We picked up where we left off is once the real law enforcement left. We're able to start Act 2 and keep going. We ended our show on time without having to cut anything, and thunderous applause. So
nice. Way to go. Way to go. Nice.
That is one of my favorites.
I love that story.
How have I never heard that?
It's great. It's great. All right. Well, it is that time. If you guys saw my first episode, it is time for us to play our favorite game, Knives Out.
Woohoo!
Knives out. Knives out. Knives out. So what that means is it's basically a game of rapid fire questions. So I'm going to ask each of you rapid fire questions about the other person without the other person in the room present, and see how well you do. You guys have done a lot of shows together. As you said, your second show, Eric, was with Alison, and you've done plenty of roles with her, and vice versa, clearly. So we are going to do a rapid fire game. So here we go. I'm gonna put my co-host aside and get serious. All right. So we're gonna start with Eric. We're gonna ask questions about Alison. So Alison, I'm kicking you out. You are going into the waiting room. So we'll see you in a bit. All right. Are you ready, Eric?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right. I'm gonna ask 5 questions. So let's start with, how confident do you think you know Alison?
That's a good question. I feel like I know what I would consider important, but statistically, I'm not sure. So had to read up about it. So
we'll see how it goes. All right. I don't know the answers to these questions, by the way. I think I know some of the answers, but I don't know them. So we're going to see how you do. So we want you to do rapid fire. So we're going to ask you these questions, and we want you to, answer them as quickly as possible. Okay. As my baby pops in and out. All right, here we go. Question number 1. How many people live in Alison's house?
Okay. So there's her husband, there's Bijou, and her brother-in-law. And I think that's it. So I'm going to say 3.
Including Alison would be 4.
Well, yes, including her 4.
Yep. All right. What was Alison's first show?
Oh no, you're not going to do this to me. Okay, well, clearly she just talked about one. I'm going to say it's wrong, but I'm just going to say The Masquerade because it's the standard one.
Okay. All right. What does Alison sell on top of her AIT job?
Pure romance something. Oh God. She has an Etsy shop. She makes stuff now.
Well, she does do Etsy, yeah, but
I knew her old job. She made pamphlets for the military. She also has a rental income. Do those count as jobs?
Okay. we'll go. You said pure romance, so we'll go with that. How about that? What is Alison's car's name? What does she call her vehicle?
What does she call her vehicle? Okay. Well, she didn't tell me this, so now I have to have words with her. I'm gonna say this is wrong too, but the mystery machine. That's what
Okay.
we're gonna.
Okay. What is Alison's favorite quality about her husband, Brian?
The fact that he supports all of her crazy wild endeavors, almost no hesitation.
All right. Awesome. Okay. We'll see how you do in just a little bit, but now we're going to kick you out into the waiting room and we're going to bring Alison back in. So, all right. How do you think you did? You did good? Welcome back, Alison. Welcome back.
Hello.
We are going to I think Eric did a good job. I don't know. We'll see how he did. I told him this. I don't know any of the answers to these questions. So
Okay.
we'll see how he did. But we'll do some questions about Eric and see how well you know Eric. All right. So here we go. Well, I asked him, I said, how confident do you think you'll be? How confident do you think you'll be?
Confident. We'll see though.
Okay. All right, here we go. What is Eric's least favorite show? So I will tell you, he's done 4 different shows. He's done Masquerade. He's done the new 80s show. He's done Death of a Gangster and Till Death Do We Part. Of those 4, which is his least favorite?
Masquerade.
Okay. How many siblings does Eric have?
I want to say 2. I know he has a twin sister that we've yet to meet. But I believe that there is a brother also.
Okay. Who does Eric live with?
He lives with his mom.
Okay. And what is Eric's birthday?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to guess July 14th.
Okay. And what song was Eric going to sing at the year-end party? He was going to sing. We unfortunately couldn't sing songs because our sound system did not work with the area. Eric was going to sing a song. What song was he going to sing?
Oh my goodness. I know this one because we talked about it. My memory. Can I blame the drugs that I've had to be on for the health issues?
Absolutely.
Because I know. Well, I know he and I talked about doing a duet, Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Well, you did do it at karaoke.
Well, we did it at karaoke after, but we had talked about doing it at the award show if there was karaoke also. So I don't know if there's a solo one that he wanted to do, but the most important one that he wanted to do was we were going to do a karaoke.
Do you know? Do you know at least what artist? Can you give me an artist at least?
I cannot.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how you did. So we'll bring Eric back in, and we'll see how well you guys were. I know it's hard. I know. You think Eric did better?
No.
I think he probably did. I failed miserably. What the heck was that?
I failed horribly. Megan and Renee crushed this.
All right. Here we go. Okay, so these are the questions I asked Eric.
Okay.
All right, let's see how well you guys did. Okay, question number 1. How many people live in Alison's house? Eric said 4, including you.
Yep.
There 4. We go. All right.
That one.
What was Alison's first show? Eric said Masquerade.
It was the 50s show. I was Principal Smelding.
So that was your first 2 shows?
Well, my first show was the 50s show. My second show, I believe, was the Of Sound Mind, Dead Body, where I was Scarlett LaRue.
There you go. All right. What does Alison sell on top of her AIT job? So Eric said pure romance.
I said 5 different things.
Yes, that is one of the things that I sell.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was going for. He said you also sell Etsy things.
Mm-hmm.
I said your old job. I said you used to make pamphlets for the military. I said she has rental income.
But I do resell things, and I am currently launching an Etsy shop because I keep getting told I should do that, especially with all the crafty stuff that I do.
That is true. I agree with that.
Oh, I was like, did I spoil that? I knew that was recent.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm like in the process of it.
She has an Etsy shop. It has not.
No, you're helping me to get the word out there. So if you
Perfect.
see any of my
what's your Etsy name
that I do, I don't know yet. So if anybody wants to submit, right now I think it's just my first and last name, just Alison Schieltz. But I need a shop name. So if anybody would like to submit ideas.
Comment below what you think Alison should call her Etsy shop. All right. We'll give you a point for that one, though, Eric. We'll give you that one. All right. Question number 4. What is Alison's car's name? What does she call her car? He said the mystery van.
The mystery machine from Scooby-Doo. But I've never called it anything other than your car to me.
I've called it the murder van or the sex and murder van because of the
murder van or the sex and murder van. I was going with the murder van, but throw in the sex too.
I didn't know it was a name. It just happens to be whatever.
It's the murder van.
The murder van.
What's my
all right? And finally, what is Alison's favorite quality about her husband Brian? Eric said that he supports all of her crazy endeavors. Ding ding! Yeah! All right.
That is it, right on the nose.
Okay, so that's 1, 2. So that's 3 out of 5 points for Eric. So not too bad, not too bad. All right, so let's see how Alison did. All right, so Alison, what is Eric's least favorite show that he's done? Alison said the Masquerade.
That's correct.
Yeah, all right. Not that you hate the show.
No, I just really like the other shows.
Yeah. So you've done the 80s show. Your Frito is phenomenal, by the way. I think I have a better Dun Dun Jr., Captain Oblivious, but we won't go into it. Anyway, number 2. How many siblings does Eric have? Alison said 2, a twin sister, and she thinks a brother.
I have 3 siblings.
Oh, 3.
I have a twin sister who's very real, and I have 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest.
Okay. You've told me about the one brother, but I think the other one maybe.
The other one's
he's very quiet, so you're very quiet about him. Is that it?
Like, he doesn't talk and do that much with me, so we don't have that many stories together.
Well, let him know that's the reason why he cost me a point in this game. So if we ever meet, I'm going to bring it up.
He will definitely care if you say that.
There you go. All right. Question number 3. Who does Eric live with? He said his mother. Alison said his mother.
Oh, I was like, I didn't answer this.
No, sorry. Alison said his mother.
Yes, and my sister now.
And okay, so we'll give you a point for that.
But she doesn't pay the rent, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, she's also been away at college, so you say.
Yeah.
And we still need to meet this sister, so.
Right.
He wants to meet you too.
All right. Question number 3. What is Eric's birthday? She said July 14th.
So close. It's actually
probably not. What is it?
It's September 29th.
December 29th. It's very close. Very close to July 14th.
So close.
All right. And is it your sister's birthday too?
Yes, that's how that works.
Cool. Are you guys fraternal or identical?
Fraternal. She's got red hair and freckles.
Oh, she's got red hair. That's why. Okay. Excellent. All right. Number 5. All right. This is for the tie. Because right now, Alison, you have 2 points to Eric's 3. So if you get this right, we'll see. All right. What song was Eric going to sing at the end of year party? She said she has no idea that you wanted to sing.
I said I had no idea about a solo, but weren't we going to do one together?
Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
That's true. We were going to do that. And so I would give that to you. However, my solo one was going to be Michael Bublé's I'm Feeling Good.
Feeling good. Yeah, see, no, that I don't consider that a point because, Eric, you had not said a thing to me about it, so you can't.
But he and I had talked about it. So maybe
you guys just going to show up that night and be like, hey, Greg, we're also going to sing a song. Cool?
Is that surprising to you?
That's what was going to happen? Okay, yep. Cool. Fine, we'll give you a half a point, which puts our score at Eric at 3 and Alison at 2.5. So, Eric, congratulations. You have won Knives Out.
I'm good with that. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you. I will say I was not expecting the questions at all. I saw the last episode and I pulled an Alison and I Facebook stalked the hell out of her. I was like, I'm gonna know how long her marriage has been. I'm gonna know where she went to school, the dates and everything.
That's too easy, man. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, our next guest, you cannot be prepared because I will ask random questions. So you can't beware, or just do a lot more stalking and research. So. Well, thank you guys. I hope you had such a blast. I certainly had fun learning a lot about you guys. So I thank my guests here today, Miss Alison, Mr. Eric, and my co-host, Ivy Joanna. Is there anything you want to say for the lovely people?
No.
Profound. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Death on the Ohio. Have a good night.